Assalamualaikum and hi Dr. Osman. Before we begin our presentation, I would like to introduce our group members, starting with me, Harliza Amo, and together with me are Devita, Hakim, Haziq, Alicia, and Haris. Let's move on our topic, which is strategic management, and our focus company is FELDA, Federal Land Development Authority.
So I'll be presenting about the introduction about the Federal Land Development Authority, or we call FELDA. So FELDA was established on 1st July 1956 under Land Development Ordinance 1956. So its main goal was to reduce poverty and among rural Malaysians, especially the Malay community, by resulting poor families on agricultural land to create sustainable livelihoods. So in the early years, so FELDA was focused on developing land for rubber and also oil palm plantation. So settlers will provide with land, houses and community facilities such as school and also clinic. So this approach successfully transformed many poor rural families into productive small holder and help improve their standard of living. So today, FELDA has grown into one of the world's largest plantation-based organization, managing over 800,000 hectares of land, supporting more than 112,000 settled families across Malaysia. So its vision is to be leading sustainable agricultural organization that improve the socio-economic well-being of community, and its mission focus on productivity, empowerment and also environmental sustainability. So over the decade, FELDA has diverse beyond plantation into property development, logistics, education and also food production. So through its subsidiary FELDA Global Venture Holding Berhad, FGV is had enter global market and contribute greatly to Malaysia export revenue. So beyond economic growth, FELDA has played a major role in community development. Many of its settlements have grown into modern township. So and generation of settlers have benefited from better education, infrastructure and also living conditions. So in recent years, FELDA has focused on modern and sustainable agriculture, adopting new technology and environmentally friendly practice and to ensure long-term productivity.
So today I will presenting about the strength and weakness of FELDA. FELDA is one of Malaysia major land development agency. So FELDA greatest strength is strong government support. As a government-linked body, it's received a continuous financial and aid policy backing that helping it stable and align with the national goals. Next one is FELDA also own a large land bank and has a strong infrastructure, including a plantation, processing plants and housing for settlers, for workers, that ensuring a smooth of their operations. And also through FGV Holding, FELDA also involved in refining logistics and consumer goods, which helps reduce business risk. Also, lastly, FELDA loyal and experienced workforce that contributes to its success for generations of settlers, create a strong sense of community and teamwork in FELDA. For the weakness of FELDA also faces some weaknesses. One of the major problems is in efficient management and governance. Over the years, FELDA has been criticized for poor financial control and lack of transparency in their management. This issue have damaged its public image and slowed down reform efforts. And other than that, weakness of FELDA is high dependency on palm oil, since most of its income comes from this single commodity. So any drop in global palm oil prices directly affects its revenue and operations. This also over-reliance makes FELDA very vulnerable to the market changes and global economic shifts. Also, by that, another weakness is FELDA aging infrastructure and workforce also present challenges. Many of its plantation mills and facilities are old and less efficient. That's more over 40 years. At the same time, also fewer young people are interested in working with plantation sector. Last but not least, FELDA weakness also has been slow in adopting modern technology, while other competitors are moving toward automation, data analytics and digital farming, while FELDA still relies on traditional methods. Without modernization, it risks lower productivity, higher costs and weaker competitiveness in FELDA global market.
If Before we move further, let me explain briefly what is opportunities and threats mean in strategic management. Opportunities are external factors that can help an organization grow or succeed. These include things like new technology, government support, or changes in the market that benefit the company. Basically, opportunities represent the chances for improvement, innovation, and expansion. So now, let us moving on to the opportunities for FELDA. Let's discuss some of the key opportunities that FELDA can take advantage of. Firstly, smart agriculture and technology. FELDA can adopt modern tools such as drone, sensor, and precision farming to improve plantation health, reduce manual labor, and increase productivity. It also encourages youth participants in agriculture and support for FELDA digital transformation. Now, the second one is sustainability and green certification. By expanding MSPO and RSPO certification, FELDA can build a stronger international image and gain the trust of foreign investors. This helps the organization to meet environmental standards and strengthen long-term export potential. Thirdly, product diversification. FELDA has the chance to explore areas beyond palm oil, such as biofuel, renewable energy, agrotourism, and processed food products. This reduces dependency on one product and opens up more income opportunities. Lastly, partnership and government support. FELDA receives strong support from the Malaysian government and has collaboration with university, research center, and global companies. This helps in gaining access to new technologies, expertise, and modernization initiatives like NEP 2.0. Meanwhile, threats are external challenges or situations that could harm the organization performance. These include things like competition, economic instability, strict regulation, or environmental issues. And now, let us moving on to the threats that FELDA faces. The first threat is competition. FELDA faces tough competition from major players like Sime Darby, IOI Corporation, and Kuala Lumpur Kepong. So these competitors are more advanced and efficient, which means FELDA could lose market share if it doesn't keep up with their modernization. The second one is environmental pressure and regulation. Global scrutiny over deforestation and emission is increasing. The EU deforestation regulation, for example, limit export access, and any non-compliance could lead to trade bans or damage FELDA reputation. Next, economy instability and labor shortage. Palm oil price fluctuations and the shortage of foreign workers can affect profit and productivity. Rising production costs also make it harder for FELDA to maintain profitability. Lastly, climate change. Unpredictable weather, floods, drought, and heat waves can damage crops and reduce yields. This increases maintenance costs and reduce productivity, so FELDA must focus on sustainable land use and climate-resilient crops. So, while opportunity shows that what the company can take advantage of, threat shows what the company needs to be careful about.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Aziz, and I'm going to present the implemented strategies for the FELDA. Okay, so the first strategy that I'm going to present is the diversification strategy. Okay, so this strategy can be seen by the expanded beyond the palm oil into the property, logistics, food production, and manufacturing, in which this expanded is going to implement it through their subsidiaries like FGB Holding Berhad. Also, going to be look on the developed downstream industry like refining, oleochemical, biodiesel, and trading. Why? Because they're going to be invested in the township and commercial property development, meaning that other than palm oil, FELDA is going to step beyond their comfort zone into property to develop the property in where we can look by the real logistic and transportation network to supply chains. So the purpose of this can be seen to reduce reliance on volatile palm oil price and create stable income source. So rather than focus on one generate income from the palm oil, they have another alternative to generate their sources rather than palm oil. Okay, so the second one is Empowerment of settler. Empowerment of settler is focused on improving settlers' quality of life beyond agriculture. Meaning that they're gonna take a priority on the settler beyond the FELDA to promote other than agriculture. For example, they're going to introduce entrepreneurship and small business program for the settler under the FELDA by providing financial aid, training, and loan for SME. How they're going to provide financial aid can be seen through their offer scholarship, vocational education, and academic support to encourage income diversification and community leadership. So the purpose of this is to promote social mobility, reduce rural poverty, and ensure long-term welfare. Okay, so for the last part is we have a digital transformation strategy that was implemented from the FELDA. How we can look at it. FELDA has adopted a data-driven system for plantation monitoring and reporting through using the satellite imaging, drones, and geospatial mapping for land management. As we can see on the TikTok or Facebook, some of the entrepreneurship has used the drones for the fertilizing on the land instead of manual fertilize using by hand or manpower. So they switch into the drone for the fertilize the land. In which this system is going to implement the digital logistics and improving the inventory tracking system in where it's going to centralize data to improve their transparency and accountability to reduce the operational costs and manual inefficiency. From like what I said, instead of we using the manpower, we have another source or another alternative to using.
Hello Dr. Osman, my name is Devita and I'll be sharing about strategies implemented by FELDA that have helped strengthen its sustainability and global competitiveness. The first strategy is the replanting and modernization program. This program focuses on replacing old and less productive trees with high yield and disease-resistant clones. To support this, FELDA has introduced modern farming technologies such as drones, mechanized tools, and precision training system. Settlers are also given training to help them adapt to these technologies. At the same time, the program promotes soil rehabilitation and sustainable farming practices, ensuring the land remains fertile for future generations. As a result, FELDA has seen yield increase up to 20 to 30%, which improved efficiency and strengthened its position in the global palm oil market. Next, FELDA implements strategic partnership and joint ventures with few countries. Through collaboration with partners from China, India, and Middle East, FELDA gained access to new technologies, funding, and export market. Locally, FELDA works with government agencies to develop biodiesel project, renewable energy initiative, and digital plantation management system. These partnerships have enhanced downstream integration, allowing FELDA to produce value-added palm products and not just raw material. Lastly, FELDA's sustainability and green certification strategy ensures its operation meets international environmental standards like MSPO and RSPO. It emphasizes zero burning practices, effective waste management, and biodiversity conservation. FELDA has also started solar energy and biogas projects in settlements to reduce carbon emission. By aligning with the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals, which is SDG, FELDA improved its market reputation, gains better access to global buyers, and demonstrate strong commitment to environmental protection. Overall, all this strategy boosts FELDA's global presence and attracts international investors and creates more job opportunity in Malaysia. In conclusion, through these strategies, it helps FELDA continue to grow as a competitive, innovative, and environmental responsibility organization.
Alright, hi everyone, my name is Katrina Alisha. So today I'll be sharing my opinion on how the Federal Land Development Authority or FELDA has successfully implemented strategic management practices throughout its organization. Alright, since the establishment in 1956, FELDA has played a major role in Malaysia's social and economic growth. What began as a government initiative to reduce poverty among rural Malaysians has now evolved into one of country's most influential agencies. So through a strategic planning, innovation, and strong leadership, FELDA has managed to bring real and lasting change to society. Alright, so I will explain the key point with smooth transition. FELDA's success can clearly be seen through its continuous effort to improve the productivity, sustainability, and the welfare of the settlers. Over time, the organization has diversified its operation beyond traditional agriculture, expanding into business venture, manufacturing, and downstream industries. Alright, this This diversification shows FELDA's strategic approach in staying relevant and financially stable in a today changing economy. FELDA has also modernized by introducing new technology, improving management system, and promoting more efficient farming methods. This initiative proved that FELDA understands the importance of adapting to global challenges through strategic management. So another important aspect of FELDA's success is its commitment to community development. From the beginning, FELDA mission was to uplift rural community by providing land, homes, and job opportunities. Even today, FELDA continue to fulfill that mission by offering training program, education support, and various initiatives that benefit settlers and their families. These people-centered strategies show that FELDA goals go beyond business. It's also about social responsibility and empowerment. So next, I'll be moving on to acknowledgement, challenge, and resilience. Of course, FELDA has faced challenges too, including issues with the governance, leadership changes, and market instability. But what makes FELDA stand out is resilience. The management took corrective steps to strengthen internal controls, increase transparency, and rebuild public trust. Right, they show that FELDA constantly evaluates its performance and adapts its strategies when necessary, a key trait of effective strategic management. Instead of being stagnant, FELDA learns from its weaknesses and evolves to become stronger. Alright, so for the technology and collaboration, in recent years, FELDA has also embraced digital transformation. The use of digital tools, automation, and data analysis has helped improve efficiency and productivity, especially in plantations and supply chain management. This technological change not only enhance business performance but also support environmental and sustainability.